You are standing in a used car lot, the salesman is breathing down your neck, and you are staring at a shiny used SUV wondering if it is a reliable dream or a mechanical nightmare waiting to drain your bank account. The Honda CR-V is legendary for lasting forever, but buying a used one blindly is a terrible idea because even the best cars have their dark secrets. Let us break down exactly what you need to look for, starting with the second generation, built between 2002 and 2006. These are incredibly cheap right now and run forever thanks to that K24 engine, but you absolutely must check the air conditioning. These specific years are notorious for a catastrophic failure known in the mechanic world as a Black Death. The IC compressor internally shatters, sending metal shards through the entire cooling system. If the air conditioning is blowing warm air, walk away, because fixing it requires replacing every single component of the IC system, and it will cost you an absolute fortune. Moving on to the third generation, which covers 2007 to 2011. These are generally fantastic, solid vehicles, but they have a couple of annoying quirks. The most common issue is the VTC actuator rattle. When you cold start the car after it has been sitting overnight, listen closely for a loud, grinding rattle lasting for about 2 seconds. That is the variable timing control actuator starving for oil. It will not immediately blow up your engine, but it is super annoying and somewhat labor intensive to fix because you have to dig into the timing chain cover. Also, keep an eye on oil consumption. Some of the 2.4-liter engines from this era love to burn oil. Check the dipstick before you buy it, and look for thick black soot on the exhaust pipe. If you buy one, check your oil level every time you fill up with gas. Now, let us talk about the fourth generation, from 2012 to 2016. This is where Honda introduced the CVT, or continuously variable transmission, in the later years of this generation. A lot of people hate on these transmissions, but Honda actually makes one of the best ones out there. However, they are incredibly sensitive to maintenance. You have to ask the seller for service records. If that transmission fluid was not changed every 30,000 miles with genuine Honda HCFF2 fluid, do not buy the car. A neglected CVT will slip, shudder, and eventually fail, leaving you stranded. When test driving, accelerate slowly and feel for any jerking or rubber band feeling. It should be perfectly smooth. Finally, let us look at the early 5th generation models, specifically around 2017 and 2018 with the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. If you live in a cold climate and take a lot of short trips, be very careful about oil dilution. Because the engine runs so efficiently, it takes a long time to warm up in the winter. This causes unburned fuel to wash past the piston rings and mix with the engine oil. Pull the dipstick and smell it. If it strongly smells like gasoline, or if the oil level is suspiciously high above the maximum mark, that is a huge red flag. Honda issued software updates to help the engine warm up faster, so make sure those updates were done by a dealer. Regardless of which generation you are looking at, always check the rear differential fluid on all-wheel drive models. It needs special dual-pump fluid, and if it is old, the car will make a terrible groaning noise when making tight turns in parking lots. Also, inspect the engine mounts. Hondas are heavy on the passenger side motor mount, and when it collapses, the entire cabin will vibrate aggressively when you are stopped at a red light in gear. The CR-V is honestly one of the safest used car bets you can make, as long as you know these specific quirks. Take your time, get a pre-purchase inspection from an independent mechanic, and do not let any smooth-talking seller rush you into a bad decision.